What's good, everybody? Corbino here, continuing this X-Men month, and I think if I can find my list, whoops, probably should have got that beforehand. Alright, here we are. I'm going to start with X-Men villains next. And this, these are, super mega, crazy list rankings here. At the time of this recording, I've done the Marvel villains, the MCU villains, mega ranking, where I am ranking literally all of them. I mean, all of them. This is every X-Men villain that's been in the Fox X-Men movies from 2000 to 2019, big and small. The only thing is they have to, fully do something. You know what I mean? You'll sort of see what I'm meaning when I get started on this list. But with this list, I have 44 villains. I'm going to try not to spend too much time on the lower ranked ones, but still, let's get started. 44 is Angel, the young Angel from Apocalypse. He was just garbage. He did nothing. So there you go. Number 43 is Selene Gallio. I don't know the character. Maybe she's popped up in cartoons and I've noticed, but I don't know. She was in Dark Phoenix, and she was just one of Magneto's random henchmen, and she was just pointless. 42 is Callisto. I don't think I know this character either. They seem kind of cool, but just a random Magneto henchman in Last Stand, played by the love interest of Fat Albert in Fat Albert movie. Yeah, she had some type of maybe telekinesis type power or something, like she could feel powers or something. I don't remember, but she didn't do enough. 41 is Toad, like the OG Toad. Is he only in the first X-Men movie? They have a younger Toad pop up, but I think he's only in the first X-Men movie, and he's just dumb and goofy. Yeah, he's funny with his little dance that he does, and then, him and Storm's lame line, but he doesn't do anything. He's just a stupid villain, and he doesn't do a very good job at being Toad, I guess. I don't know. 40 is the old Phoenix, played by Famke Jensen, or however you pronounce her name, or whatever it is, in Last Stand. She did whatever Magneto said, basically, up until the very end, and she was defeated pretty easily, which, the old one was defeated, but just... Because, that's what everyone always says, is they butchered the Phoenix Saga, and, to me, they didn't really even attempt the Phoenix Saga in that movie. It was just, a little side plot, but, still, she wasn't very good. 39 is Angel Salvador, from X-Men First Class. She's played by Zoe Kravitz. She has the little pixie wings. I didn't even know that character was a character when I first saw that movie. But she starts off as a cool character, fun. And then she just decides she's going to leave and be evil. I get they didn't really, the writers, I'm guessing, were well, we wanted to start off with a few mutants, but we didn't want all of them to make it to the end. And, Mystique is the main character, and Banshee's older X-Men, and we got Beast. We got to keep them, but I don't really understand why they, because they go out and Darwin gets killed, and then she just leaves with them and is okay, yeah, you just killed Darwin, a guy I've been getting close to along with these other people, but I'm okay with leaving with you. I don't. That made no sense at all. Number 38 is the small Juggernaut from X-Men Last Stand. He's not a good Juggernaut, he's just a dumb muscle, like Bane and Batman and Robin. But but it's always funny to see him say that, don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch, That was probably a really bad impression, but, you know. Number 37 is Vuk. I don't know. I've never heard of these people, but Vuk is Jessica Chastain and Dark Phoenix. I mean, maybe it's because they had to do rewrites, and I guess they were originally Skrulls, but she was just not good. Not a very good villain. And then 36 is the Dabari, her team. Her team was more interesting than her, like her alien people, but still, they weren't good villains. 35 is Multiple Man. He appears in Last Stand. But literally the only reason he's up this high is because he does that cool thing where they're looking for the mutants in the woods, and he's literally like all over the place, and they're like, oh, here they are, and then he, you know, goes back down, subtracts, divides back down to himself, whatever you want to call it, and he's just one person, like, what the hell? That was cool. But aside from that, nothing really. 34, Sabretooth, from the first X-Men movie. Is he in? What happens to him and Toad? They're not in the sequels, are they? Did they die? Huh. I don't know, but the Sabretooth that looks like he was ripped from the comics. He was just another dumb henchman like Juggernaut or Bane or someone like that. And they really butchered his character. Yeah, he looked like he was ripped from the cartoons and whatnot, but they should have done more with him and Wolverine's, you know, back and forth, arch nemesis type thing. He was just dumb in there. I don't even know if he had lines. Number 33 is Arclight. They were in Last Stand. And I think maybe they had, like, light powers or something. They were slightly cooler, I guess, than Callisto to make it up this high, because I did go through and like really try to make sure they're all where I want them. So yeah, good job, Arclight. I can't even think of what you do now. Pretty sure you just blind people. 32 is, oh my goodness, is Fire Fist, but I could have sworn. Make sure. Okay, 32 is Fire Fist. And we're talking young Fire Fist when he does evil shit in Deadpool 2. Because the old Fire Fist, we see him in like a millisecond. He's not on this list. He's on a list that will pop up, but not on this list. He's alright, I guess. The kid kind of gets annoying to me. But yeah, he's alright, I guess. '31 is Blob from X-Men Origins. He's not like a full-on villain, but I mean, when he's just Duke, he's doing... when he's just Duke, he's doing some questionable things. But then when he becomes Blob, he is trying to keep Wolverine from getting information. So, yeah, he does do a little bit of evilness. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, a lot of these, I just really wanted to fully dig into all the X-Men villains. Because, like, some of these do more than others. And people might be like, why didn't you include Fire Fist? Why didn't you include Juggernaut? But, like, they still don't do enough to be, you know, up there, you know what I mean? So let's get 30 is Viper from The Wolverine. This is when the villains start getting a little better. She was pretty good. Oh my god. She was pretty good. I thought her outfit was pretty good for, like, the whole Viper type deal. It was disgusting when she peels her skin. I was disappointed when I realized that the rights weren't there and all that, and she could have become Madam Hydra. But, still, she was a pretty cool villain. Creepy with her peeling the skin and, like, her nails, like, cutting people and the, you know, like, she was creepy a good bit. So, there is that. Number 29 is Angel Dust from Deadpool. She's the, busty girl. Wolverine or Deadpool makes a lot of jokes about her, saying she looks like Rosie O'Donnell. Um, she's kind of like a dumb henchman, does whatever, but she holds her own really well. I mean, against Colossus, against Deadpool, she's very tough and like she knows what the fuck's going on. And yeah, like when her, master or whatever you want to call him is being dumb, she's like, what the fuck, dude, let's just, let's get rid of him now. 28 is the big Juggernaut from Deadpool 2. He was a better Juggernaut than the first one, but he didn't do anything. Yes, he looked cool and big, but it sucked because, like, it's just another CGI creature, or monster, or person, whatever you want to call them, and those get kind of tiring. I miss the days of practical effects. Like, when the Thing comes to the MCU, I really want them to do the type of thing they did with Michael Chiklis. And, like, if they ever bring Mystique over, they don't have to have her naked and scaly. They don't have to do that. But I still hope they put her in makeup. They don't need... I know they do that with, like, Nebula and Gamora, but you never know with all the CGI nowadays. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting off track now. But yeah, this Juggernaut was cool and fun for, like, the 2 seconds he was there. I don't really know why he was there. I guess to have a tough villain, because, I mean, yeah, we fought him, a little bit of Fire Fist, and that's really it, aside from some random-ass henchmen. So, yeah, I mean, maybe he was just there to be there, I don't know. Where are we at? 27 is Lady Deathstrike from X2, X-Men United. She could have been real cool, but she was just... A lot of these awesome X-Men villains are just, like... downgraded to mindless henchmen in these movies. She just did whatever William Stryker said, which maybe she was mind controlled and I didn't realize. But Lady Deathstrike is such a badass character, and she was alright. She was alright. She did some cool back and forth fighting with Wolverine, but just Lady Deathstrike is such a cool character, and it's just like, come on, guys. 26 is Agent Zero. I don't know much about him. He's from X-Men Origins. But from what I know, they did his character justice-ish. And yes, he was also just did whatever his leader or master or whatever told him to do. But I feel like he did a little bit more on his own, And just him making him being cool at shooting. That was just cool, him being a dope sniper type deal. That was cool. Number 25 is Pyro from the original trilogy. I think they recast him in the second movie, but either way, he's in the second one and he goes evil at the end of it and becomes a bad guy in the third one. And him and Iceman, them going back and forth, they're fighting, and that was real fun. And you got to see Pyro's, like, decline from, like, I don't even really want... He was just already, like, a confused teenager, but you could tell by the end of the second movie he did not want to be here. I don't know much about Pyro in the comics. Obviously he's not in his big red and yellow suit, but I think they did a pretty good job with him, and he was a good villain. He didn't just fall in line. He did his own thing. Number 24 is Ariki, I think is his name. I've never heard of this guy. He was in Dark Phoenix. He's the guy with the dreadlocks. He was, fell in line, but he was cool. He was pretty tough, he seemed, and his hair was dope as hell. I mean, not like Medusa hair. Like, this hair was awesome, and I feel like that's the only reason he's made it up this high, but his hair was just so cool to see on screen. I have no idea who he is, but he was fun to see in action. 23 is Psylocke. None of the random-ass Psylocks we saw. Psylocke played by Olivia Munn and X-Men Apocalypse. She's made it up this far because Olivia Munn posted all the time about her training to become Psylocke, and they really stiffed her. I feel so bad for her. She worked hard on that role, and they gave her no screen time. She had barely any lines, but like when you look at Psylocke, Olivia Munn, and then look at Psylocke in the comics, holy crap, they ripped her right out. And I think she could have been really. I think Olivia Munn was a great casting for Psylocke. She looked the part. Seriously, like the actress looked like Psylocke. Um, Now, her costume was great. Yeah, I know it's pretty revealing, but that's how most comics were back in the day. Still are a little bit, not as bad. Um, and I remember her saying her costume was very uncomfortable, but she did it for the fans. Like, but she was still stiff. Sorry, I'm getting off track, but she's up here because she looks like Psylocke, and I know the actress tried her best, but she just got put into a bad situation. 22 is Riptide from First Class. Never heard of this guy. He fell in line. He was a mindless henchman, but he was dope with what he did. His little tornado shit, he was just badass, and he wasn't just some, yeah, he fell in line, but he, like, still did his own, you know? He was really cool, and, yeah, really dope. 21 is the young Striker from Days of Future Past and X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah. And now that I've rewatched them, I've realized, or maybe that's in First Class. Yeah, that's in First Class where they introduced old Striker like his dad. He's Striker Jr. Okay, ignore what I was saying. But that Striker, he's chills with Peter Dinklage a little bit in Days of Future Past. And then in Apocalypse, he does his own little thing a little bit. He's not too great of a villain. He's sort of in the sidelines, but, you know, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, he gets Wolverine back, even though, you know, the end credit scene, ignore that. He gets Wolverine, and he experiments on Wolverine, and if Jean Grey wasn't there, he would have still had Wolverine. He kidnapped, like, was it 4 or 5 of the mutants or whatever? Plus Moira McTaggart. I mean, he was good at what he was doing, and yeah. 20 is young Mystique, played by Jennifer Lawrence. She's this low because, first off, she was a good guy too much. Which, I mean, do your own thing, I guess. But yeah, she was a good guy too much. She was a good guy in every movie except for Days of Future Past. And, that sucked, but, you know, oh well. And when she was a bad guy, she did good, but also it was stupid because you're telling me your ex-lovers, what they made it seem like, her and Magneto, plus an old friend, either way, plus another ex-lover, Beast, plus your, like, childhood friend slash brother, Professor X, and a guy from the future, Wolverine. You're telling me those 4 people, along with others, telling you not to do what you're going to do, doesn't want to stop you from doing what you're going to do? I found her to be a very stupid villain in that movie, but it was still nice seeing her as a villain, and I think Jennifer Lawrence does a good job. She's a good actress, but I just think they shouldn't have kept Mystique so good for so long, you know what I mean? Like, even Magneto will be good in each movie, but he's still evil in each movie. Number 19 is the young Phoenix from Dark Phoenix. I think this one was miles better than Famke Jensen's Phoenix, but Sophie Turner's Phoenix was still not amazing, but it was better than a lot of these villains, and she was being basically controlled by Vuk for a while, but then finally she stopped and was like, I'm doing my own fucking shit. It was real badass. That was dope as hell how she made Professor X fucking climb up the stairs. That was creepy as hell. Also, it doesn't really make sense why, if she's that powerful, why she didn't just make him walk normally, but it was creepier the other way. She was just so powerful and crazy. I mean, she was just powerful and crazy. Fucking was killing shit. But at the end of the day, she was stopped, and, you know, she went out kind of like a hero in ways. But yeah, no, it was, she was a fun villain. Yeah, wasn't the best, obviously, or she wouldn't be this low. But she did good. I think number 18 is Apocalypse from Apocalypse. He could have been so much better. He's Apocalypse. He shouldn't have been defeated that easily. You know, he does a lot in that movie where it's like, why aren't you winning still? Like, how did that make any sense? Ignore, but like, yeah, he was so powerful, but let the X-Men defeat him. It doesn't make sense how he let them defeat him. And his four horsemen were pointless. Angel was garbage. Like, you really were trying to get the four best ones you could find. And I get that Psylocke led him to Angel, but like, that made no fucking sense, dude. Even Psylocke was better than him, and she didn't have much to do. But Apocalypse, he was an alright guy. He was powerful, but he just didn't do enough. And for him to be defeated like he was, I mean, I guess Jean is sort of what took him out finally, because Professor X fought him in the mind. And then, Cyclops and who else? Magneto and Storm and everybody like fought him outside. But he went out in a good way, but also not a good way. And I just find it so funny when he would like do power shit. It was like learning, and just he was goofy. He's goofy. Number 17 is Senator Kelly from the first X-Men. I think that guy did a great job at being Kelly. I mean, I don't know his first name, but he pops up in all the X-Men. I'm pretty sure he was like a mayor in X-Men Evolution, but still, he's always popping up somewhere, not liking the X-Men, wanting to take him out, and he did a great job at being Senator Kelly, or being Kelly in general. Number 16 is Emma Frost from First Class. January Jones did a good job. I think she could have been better, but she did a good job at what she was doing. And there was times where she would just sort of fall in line to Shaw, but she would still like come back out and do her own thing. And I like it when she's got that like Russian guy thinking that he's getting it on with her, but he's not at all. Just trying to get information from him. Her against Professor X was nice. She was a good villain. I thought her diamond form was pretty cool. I thought they could have made her look cooler in diamond form, but still. She was a fun villain. I think January Jones did an alright job on that. Yeah, we could have gotten someone better, but she still did pretty good. Number 15 is my boy Azazel from First Class also. That is Nightcrawler's dad, Mystique's baby daddy. He was badass. Oh my god, I don't even think I knew who Azazel was yet when I saw that movie. I remember we'd all joke around calling him Lucifer or some shit because we didn't know who he was. But Azazel was badass. Oh my god, I can't say enough. He was badass. And yeah, he fell in line, but he was badass while doing it. He was badass. Also, fun thing, go back to the beginning of this and take a shot every time I say fell in line. You're going to be wasted. Number 14 is Ajax from Deadpool. Was he just a human? I think he was just a human. I don't know. But I mean, he stood his own against Deadpool for a while. Until, he defeated him. But, he wasn't anything too spectacular. I've never heard of Ajax. Don't know if he's real or not. But his back and forth with Deadpool, his fighting with Deadpool, his evilness, like, he was a messed up guy. He was fun. He was a good villain for Deadpool's first outing, I think. He was alright. He was fun. I don't have as much to say about him because he wasn't like this powerful guy with this great plan or anything, but he was fun. 13 is X-24 from Logan. I mean, that dude was a fucking dick. Killed my boy Professor X. Killed my boy Logan. Fuck him. That's all I gotta say, but he was damn powerful. Yeah, he was mindless, but he got the job done. Number 12 is Stryker, the older one from X2. He was pretty good. I thought he was a good villain. And then it's crazy that Wolverine just chains him up and leaves him. Like, that's wild. Yeah, he was good. I thought he did a good job at playing Stryker, and they did a good job at being Stryker and like showing the evilness that he had. He had Lady Deathstrike and showing that like him and Wolverine had some mysterious past. He did a good job, I think. Not as good as the other Stryker that I haven't listed yet, which y'all should probably know who I'm talking about, but we'll get there. Number 11 is Shinjin Yoshida. Correct me if I said that wrong. That's Mariko's dad in the Wolverine. I mean, that dude was gonna let his daughter die. He evil as fuck. That's the only reason he's up here this far. Like, he don't do too much, but he is damn evil. Damn evil. That's the only reason he made it up this far. This dude was evil as fuck. He's gonna let his daughter die just so he can fucking get, like, his grandpa's shit or his dad's shit. Like, holy fuck, that guy is evil. Like, and he was hiring people to come after his daughter and Wolverine. Like, he did not care. Evil. Number 10 is Silver Fox. Fuck you, bitch. You hurt my boy Wolverine's heart. Also makes me mad that he still uses the name Wolverine. Like, I mean, maybe he didn't have enough time before his memory disappeared to choose not to use that name. But once I figured out that she was evil bitch, I wouldn't be using Wolverine no more. But if she was just using, oh, but my sister, the fuck? Why don't you tell Wolverine? And he'll put a stop to that shit. Fucking Silver Fox evil bitch. Sorry, she was evil. If you can hurt the people you love like that, you're gonna get bumped up real far. Alright, where are we at? 7 is Stryker from X-Men Origins. That dude was an evil motherfucker. And I think he was the best out of the 3 Strikers. And Lord, he was good and evil. Holy shit, he was. You know what I'm realizing? Sorry. It's 10 years apart from each of the prequel movies. And they show Stryker's dad, Stryker Sr., in First Class, and they're like, you want your son growing up in this? And just how they talk about it, it seems like his son has to be young as hell. But then in Days of Future Past, he's that adult guy, and that adult guy's got to be late 20s, early 30s. So I just, maybe he was older. I don't know. Sorry. Back to it. He manipulated Sabretooth, Wolverine, Wade. He manipulated all of them. He experimented on Wade, experimented on all these young mutants. He was evil as hell. He lied. He tricked. He did everything he could. He was just an evil son of a bitch. And I mean, he was damn good. Just evil. Number 6 is Bolivar Trask, played by Peter Dinklage in Days of Future Past. Trask was a black guy in X2. Alright, don't see how he grew from a short white guy to a average height black guy. But X-Men Timeline never made any sense. He was pretty evil. He hated fucking mutants. I mean, he hated mutants. There's really not much I could say. He was just an evil son of a bitch. I mean, he succeeded in destroying the future until they sent Wolverine back, but still succeeded in destroying the future. Was destroying the past. Like, he was damn evil. He got Mystique. He was going to get Mystique. He killed Azazel, Emma, Angel. Did he kill Banshee too? Maybe Riptide too. I think like anyone that wasn't in the sequel from First Class, he killed. But yeah, he was good at his job. Shit, we are down to the top 5. I did not even realize it. Holy crap. Okay. Top 5 here. Number 5 is Sabretooth, played by Liev Schreiber. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's a great actor. And I think him as Sabretooth was great. Yeah, he didn't look the part like the OG Sabretooth, but this guy, he played the part. Him and Wolverine's relationship was amazing. Yeah, they're not brothers normally, but I think they did an amazing job with their relationship, their hatred, their love, their everything there. He was just such a great villain. Oh my god, he was a great villain. I can't even explain. He was just so good and evil. I mean, he was killing everybody. He killed Wraith. I don't know if he killed Blob. He may have just went and visited Blob for answers. He killed Bolt. Is that his name? The light bulb guy. Man, he was evil. He was evil. But yeah, I mean, he was falling in line to Stryker a lot, but he also wasn't. He was like secretly doing his own side thing. And he was just a good villain, especially for that movie, because that's Wolverine's like arch nemesis. So having them going back and forth was great. Number 4 is Pierce, from Logan. I mean, he's out here wiping out mutants. He's got a Wolverine clone, and that clone succeeds in killing Professor X, a whole family of innocents, probably plenty other people, and Wolverine. And Wolverine. But yeah, he was, I mean, he was damn good. He was gonna kill all them kids. He did not give a shit about mutants. And I mean, he killed Wolverine, basically. Yeah, he used the dude for a clone, but he killed Wolverine at the end of the day. And he tracked him across the country. He did not give a shit. He was going to get them all killed. Number 3 is Sebastian Shaw, played by Kevin Bacon, in X-Men First Class. Fun fact, you know that fun game where you like bring everything back to Kevin Bacon and Footloose? I've never seen Footloose, so I don't know anybody who's in that except for Kevin Bacon, like, off the top of my head. I'm sure I could go look at the cast and I'm like, oh, they're in this. But so when I play that game, you know, bring it back to Kevin Bacon and Footloose, I always bring it back to Kevin Bacon in First Class. Besides the following, that's the only thing I know him in, and I didn't finish the following. So, sorry, off track. Anyways, he was damn good. I mean, he had Azazel, Angel, Riptide, Everfrost. He had some damn good villains. He killed Magneto's mother because he couldn't move the coin. I mean, he was just evil as hell, dude. He gave no fucks, and how he goes out is the fucking best way to do it. That was awesome. With the coin that he fucking, oh my god. Yeah, he was a damn good villain. Real good. Alright, last 2. Number 2 is the old Magneto. Ian McKellen does a pretty good job at being Magneto, I think. Evil as fucking the first one. The second one, he's evil, but he works with us a little too much. And the third one, he's evil again. But then when we see him in the Wolverine and Days of Future Past, he's good. So that sort of bothered me there. But Ian McKellen, Sir Ian McKellen, don't understand how you become knighted, but still, he was a pretty damn good Magneto. Him and Professor X's relationship was good. He had the brother of evil mutants. Lots of mutants that just did his bidding for him. Very good, but I can't really say too much about him. He was dope. I thought it was dope how he moved the Brooklyn Bridge, or I don't know what fucking bridge it was, but he moved a bridge. And also, like, he had the Phoenix working for him for a good bit. So, I mean, that's pretty dope. But he is not as good as the number 1 pick. The young Magneto, played by Michael Fassbender in the prequel movies. He is the ideal Magneto for me as of right now. He is the ideal one. Yes, I love seeing that he is a good person, but he's been dealt a lot of shitty things in life to become this bad person. And in each movie, yeah, he does some good here and there, but he's still evil at the end of the day. Oh my god, I loved it. I thought he was such a great Magneto, and his costume was, oh my god, the costume at the end of First Class was ugly. I didn't understand what they did there. But his costume in Apocalypse and freaking Days of Future Past, there we go, mainly Apocalypse though, were so good. Were great Magneto costumes compared to what McKellen wore, but it was during the duller days of X-Men, so they were still wearing dark colors. But yeah, he wore some great outfits. He was a great Magneto. He was just a powerful guy. Seeing him move that whole, like, baseball stadium, that was awesome. He was so badass. And he was just badass, and I loved him. That's the end of this ranking. Long as hell, what was that? 44 X-Men villains. Let me know, guys. Do you agree with any of these? You guys don't have to rank all 40, but let me know your top 10, you know, something like that. Do you think I'm crazy for having some of these higher? Which I'm sure some of you do. But yeah, let me know. If you want to rank all 40, I'm going to read them and talk to you about them down below. I love talking about this stuff. Let me know who your favorite X-Men villain is, who your least favorite X-Men villain is. Until next time, stay geeky.